NA.
How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, by Dale Carnegie, is an all-time great of the self-help genre. It touches on a lot of the same topics from other books in this video series, but focuses primarily on anxiety and overthinking. This video will give the key points in just a few minutes. When we worry, we skew our emotions negatively over something, either a future event or something happening out of our sight. Worrying about these things creates a cycle where we try to consider every possibility and believe we are mentally preparing, but in fact we are just working ourselves into a negative state to no benefit. We let fear of the unknown take over and lose our rational ability to gauge the possible outcomes of situations. How can we control our overthinking? Compartmentalize your worry. Take every day, and every worrisome instance, and separate them out. Do not let multiple events or long stretches of time snowball your anxiety into a panic. Take one day, and one event, at a time. Instead of simply worrying, set yourself a time limit on your thinking about the source of worry. In that time, work on analyzing the situation, identify the worst-case scenario and reframe it in a more positive light. Also, take a clear-minded look at the realistic likelihood of bad things happening. It is less likely than you think. Remember, every day, people around the world face their sources of anxiety. In the vast majority of instances, the worst outcome will see them walk away with their lives altered, but not over. They now have a new perspective on their life, and while some opportunities may be lost, more will be gained as a result. We all accept change eventually. Preparing for the change beforehand will make this process faster. Also use the time limit you set to identify possible solutions. How will you react to different outcomes and what will you do to continue on in life after each? We don't have the option to simply stop, so viewing events as ends is not productive. You must instead view them as points of change in your life's trajectory, and prepare for the coming change in a productive manner. Worry makes us tired and skews all events of our lives negatively. If you find yourself worried every day, take time to identify the sources, and also identify the parts of your body and mind which are affected. Worry can become physical if left unchecked, just as depression can affect our physical health. Identify these symptoms and use them as reasons to fight your negativity. Minimize your exposure to things which trigger your worries, and instead spend your time on activities which are both relaxing and engaging, to keep your mind busy on positive things. It may seem easy to say, avoid bad things and focus on good things, but it is true that most people do not consider the mental health outcomes of the way they spend their time. It is crucial to do so. Keeping busy eliminates worry. Always make sleep a priority. Worry invades our thinking much more easily if we are tired. Search for ways to help you sleep more quickly, like reading, meditating, listening to sleep aids, or doing gentle exercise. If money is the source of worry, this can become a long-term and all-consuming anxiety, but in our modern world there are many tools and techniques for handling finances. We should tackle worry with knowledge. Be honest with yourself about your income and your expenditure. Write it all down and identify the most easily cut expenditure to create a realistic budget. Work with your family members and housemates to be responsible with spending. Knowing that other people are also working to the same goal will make a big positive difference. At least for a while after starting this process, avoid any financial outgoings which will put strain on your funds and lead to long-term headaches. Insure everything, and take care of yourself, your immediate dependents, and your most important possessions first. Then add more to the list if you can. Spend time looking into ways to make some extra money if you have time and means to do so. This has the double benefit of adding to your income while also engaging your brain in positive activities. Remember to give yourself credit. You have made it this far, through worries about education, family, friends, love, work, and health. You had the power then, you have the power now, and you can do it again. Other people's thoughts on your personal struggle don't matter. Take any negativity you receive from others as a sign that they also have their own struggle, and they are not as far along as you towards managing negativity. Be proud and start living.
NA.